Hello, Seattle. My name is Nikki McClure, and I grew up in Kirkland. I'm an East Sider, still live on the east side of Olympia even. And I grew up looking at those amazing Olympic mountains. They were always white, even in summer. And I would fall asleep every night watching and waiting for the Queen Anne lights to fall into sync. And then I'd fall asleep. I moved to Olympia 30 winters ago. There I started cutting paper and making paper cuts, and I make books, and I make a calendar every year. I've been making a calendar since 1998. That's a lot of Novembers and Decembers and Januaries. I think a lot about winter here. It is my work. Today is November 12th. The tide is falling in Seattle. It was high at 4:21 and will be low at 11:12. It's a -1 in case you want to go clamming. The sun set at 4:37. Yeah. The moon set at 5:42, and it's dark. Winter is here. This picture is myth. Persephone ate 6 pomegranate seeds, and here there will be no snowmen, no sleigh rides, no bells jingling. Here we will have snowberries to glow in this gloaming. Winter is dark, wet, dark, wet. This darkness matters and this wetness matters. It draws us in. It pulls us into all those coffee shops, into our home, and it creates industry. There's a nightly making and dreaming and scheming of impossibilities, and we work into the night. The New York Times is read 3 months late, then crumpled up and burnt. No one needs a jeweled butterfly watch. No one. There are so many jeweled watch ads in the New York Times. But we do need butterflies. How many did you see this summer? Work. In winter, my work begins. I rake up remnants of summer. These leaves are beyond big, the hands of giants that have made by capturing every particle of light and transforming it into solid gold, and I hoard it. My investment strategy is to rake a pile as tall enough, maybe I might need one of those cranes, to be a 20-unit apartment tower that overlooks the Salish Sea. You can move in next week. The rooms will be ready. And here I will burrow down. The warmth of my work will match the warmth of the leaves. We will decompose together. We will recompose, rewrite, and rewrite our story all winter long. This is my work. I will hide beneath these leaves all winter. Winter. It is the work. It is the dark. It is the gathering. Buffleheads. Buffleheads returned October 31st to Bud Inlet in Olympia. I've been watching and hoping ever since the leaves fell and the raking began, and I worry that maybe there'd be no buffleheads this year. But they're there now. Their bright white heads made brighter against the gray day. 30 winters ago when I moved to Olympia, there were thousands and thousands of western grebes whistling and diving and feeding in huge rafts. 2 years ago, I saw 1 grebe. Last year, I saw none. 0. This year, on September 27th, I saw 6. And is this hope? 6 is not 3,000. 6 is not 500. 6 is not even 100. But it is 6. And those 6 western grebes are beautiful, and I will make a picture of them, those red eyes slipping under the water. But is this hope? How can we note this dwindling if we're not sitting on the beach waiting and hoping? We're driving in cars with the windows too fogged up to see. We have to use those squeegees here. And it's dark, and we want to go home and make dinner. How will we know there's no buffleheads if we don't even know what a bufflehead is? If we don't know that they always arrive in late October after a summer spent in the north on a lake, raising their babies in a hole made by a flicker? How will we know if we don't stop to notice what we have here now? This is Thrill. This song, Sparrows, stopped me on a foggy morning walk, and I stayed for its concert. Or was it something else? Was it communicating joy, sorrow, thrill, hope? There were butterflies, but they were less. The winter birds have returned, but there are less. My song will be of the six, the hope of the six. My song will be of waiting on the beach. My song will welcome the buffleheads. My song will be raking leaves and decomposing and burning that news for warmth. That is how I will make my winter here, in hope and in making. But what is the winter hope to Californians or Pennsylvanians or people in Louisiana? What is hope to them this winter? And what is hope to you here in Seattle? How will you spend this winter here? Will you walk the beach? Will you know the tides? Will you sing to a western grebe? Will you gather by a fire and dream and conspire impossibilities into action? Winter is here. Make it warm with your work. Thank you.